Afternoon, everybody. Well, as you can probably tell, I didn't do a sunrise shoot. I decided to sleep this morning because I only had 3 hours sleep yesterday. So what am I doing instead for this afternoon? Because I'm going to try and do some long exposure stuff this afternoon because the weather actually looks like I might get a good sunset and everything. So I'll be doing that down the lock over there. But what am I doing in the meantime? While the camera exposes correctly, I'm going to be doing a gear video. So I'm going to save you wasting 10 minutes of your life. After setting up my gear, the lighting changed dramatically. So instead of you watching me get super frustrated and abandon the video idea, let's jump cut to when I decided to go and shoot a pano from the dam. I guess that is the one good thing about having all my gear with me then and there, was I could actually do this stuff. Oh, I could grab all my gear fairly quickly. I'm reasonably certain that there are people there on the other side of the dam. And there's plenty of people down there, but there's actually people down there taking pictures and looking at me now that I'm talking to a camera. But let's just keep going. If I get kicked off, I get kicked off. Okay, again, excuse the backwards hat, it's so I don't hit my camera. I've got it all set up now. Let's have a quick look. Yep. So the clouds actually look great. I think they're definitely working on the dam right now because they were working on this side of the dam a couple of days ago before the weekend, and they had a pothole thing up and that lid is still open, and I heard drilling or grinding or something. But a van is on that side, so clearly they're working over there because they actually had a van up along this wall, and I saw a bit of a letter. It was clearly a shipping label or something. It was like an overnight delivery to this dam to do some repairs or something, so they must be doing some repair work or something on the dam. It's Tuesday, so it's not a, I don't think it's a weekend holiday, or because I think Monday was a public holiday. Whoa, that's a big ass bug. Look at that. Let's see what it does when I kick my bag. It doesn't do anything. There we go. Whoops, I just basically kicked it off. My only issue, I've got it all set up with the framing and everything. My only issue is, yeah, okay, so it's off my bag, right, that's fine. Only issue is that I'm too far to the right of the dam. If you look here, I'm too far to this side, so it makes these mountains look really wide, especially on the wide angle. But I can move further down the dam to kind of even it out a little bit. But I just really want to make sure that I don't get yelled at. I'm not good at confrontation. I'm cool with climbing on the wall because I've seen trucks and vans and stuff on the wall, so it's clearly they can drive up, and there isn't a no walking sign. There's just gates with locks, but it doesn't say, you know, no trespassing or anything. It doesn't say anything about that. So you could play dumb. And this guy keeps going out on his boat. He keeps taking people out on the water, so it keeps rippling through. I may move my stuff. This may give me an opportunity. I might just go for it. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go down to the end. Kind of level it up while this guy's going out. But yeah, okay, let's just grab the gear. I'll take the camera off the tripod though. But I'll just leave the tripod up because I've got it all nice and level and evened out now. Very nice and level actually. It's super smooth all the way around. So yeah, let's just get going. Okay, so I've got it all set up now. I had to kind of re-level the tripod a little bit, but I'm all good to go. Because I'm in the middle of the day, I'm actually changing it. I normally shoot 5 brackets, I'm shooting 7 now. So I'm having a wide range, so it's -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. Getting all the range. I'm actually including parts of our house in here as well. And now I'm just going to use live view here, so you don't have to keep looking at me squinting. The only problem is you get the rail, some of them, if you go close to the edge, but okay, that's good. What am I shooting at? I'm shooting at f13 because I want depth, I want sharpness, especially for the mountains further down. I'm getting good dappled light, which looks very cool and contrasty. I would never normally say dappled light looks good, but it looks good right now. So let me throw this into manual focus. I want to just double check the focus is still good. I have no idea where the wind is for you guys, so I'm doing double duty right now. ones look okay, I think. Let me just check. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that was actually fine, but I kind of messed up the focus, so let me just go back into autofocus. There we go. Let's just... I want to just scan across and just have a look. Looks okay. Right. Let's have a play. Throw it into manual focus. I'm pretty much all the way zoomed in on this. So let me get my framing. I just want to check. I'm going to have my level up like this, because I like that if you push the info button on the 5D3, you can get a level. So you can see when you're rotating all the way around that your shots are level. That's a great feature which I'm using a lot, especially now that if you do this, if you get everything level and sorted beforehand when you're doing the shots, your final image, photo merged image, is a lot easier to deal with. You don't have weird warping and all that craziness. So let me get that there. Let's bust out my 7 frames. Yep, 7 is nice and highlights. So gonna move over to here. Let me just go right in the middle. So I'm gonna do 3. Whoops, missed that one. Okay, now for the third. There we go. I'm so not used to hearing 7 frames go off. But clouds look really quite cool. I'm just going to have a quick review here, see what these look like. I've also turned, there's a feature that happens in most cameras where you can have it to rotate a portrait image into the landscape frame automatically. I've turned that off because when I'm looking at my camera, I'm obviously looking at it in portrait mode, so it shows the full image here, and you just see the image better. I'm really nervous about getting caught. But I don't see anybody, I just see a van. I think they're all in the dam. There's a bunch of cars down there, like tourists, but I don't really care about that. The 7 is actually super dark. There's almost no information, but I'm fine with that. I really don't care. All I'm concerned with is the darkest one got almost nothing in it, and then the bright one got lots of detail in the areas that I want it, and it does. So those clouds look great, though. I mean, how's it look on here? Got some very cool lighting going on, but let's do some more. I want to shoot some more now that I'm kind of... Now that I've got it all set up. Actually, I'll go a bit wider, because likelihood is there's a bit of the railing here in like the bottom right corner of the frame. Chances is that will be cut off anyway, so I can go a little bit over. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, okay. Now let's move it over. Middle of the lock again. And move it again. There. Yes, you can see me counting out loud. Oh, my shoulder is killing me from holding you guys up all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yep. Lots more information in the clouds, which is more information in the highlights. And I actually want more information in the shadows. And the shadows in the mountains. But the truth is I can't see it all that much. There's a big clump of grey cloud though right now. There's more clouds coming, you can see. The wind is kind of coming this way. It's probably going right across the microphone. So, nah, the light isn't that great on that side, but it's better on this side right now. I'm going to wait to see, just hang around and see what the light gives me. Because I'm here, I'm set up, I might as well go for it. But I'm happy with If I manage to get a shot today, I'm going to be happy because I didn't actually think I'd do anything today because I didn't go out this morning, which annoys me now. I'll be honest, it really does piss me off a little bit that I didn't go out this morning because I've got, what, today's the 20th, I've got tomorrow to shoot, and then Andy is coming on the 22nd. Granted, he's coming at like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'll probably shoot that morning as well. I'm actually going to use the car rather than the bike to get down to, I'm not sure where to go first. I may go to that last place where there was the grass, then water, and then mountains. I may go there first, but I also want to do the house with the reflection. Remember where there was the reflection and stuff? And I'll be using the 70-200 then, so that's fine. I'll decide in the morning. I'll probably go to the furthest away first and then come back, but we'll see. Okay, let's have a quick look here. I'm going to use my live view just to have a look what the frame looks like. It looks fine. The only problem is there's a big clump of grey just up there. It is showing up in the shot and it just doesn't look all that interesting. Stuff in the middle looks really interesting because there's lots of little puffy clouds, which will look great when you add structure. I've been using the Silver Effects Pro 2, watching Moose Peterson's class on shooting black and white landscapes. He's amazing. Like, I knew about him before and I've seen a lot of his work and I was really impressed by him, but I've been going through a lot of his classes just in my own time after having a portfolio review from him at Photoshop World. I'm now kind of in the mindset where I want to do something to impress him, and I think 32-bit Pano black and whites would be cool. Oh, one thing I keep forgetting to mention about the Panos is, you know how I initially said they'd be 16:9? I actually changed that because I didn't like, it just wasn't wide enough. It looked a bit weird, so I googled panoramic aspect ratio. I can't speak today, and it was 2:1, which is a little bit wider than 16:9. So I went with that, and that looks better. It just looks a hell of a lot better. It just does. So I'm quite happy with that. You know what, I'm going to just do some more now that I might as well. So I just don't like live view because it takes because live view is actually using the mirror or the sensor or something. I know there's some weird tech in it, and it just makes the shutter open and close a bit longer. And I've found it's not as tack sharp if you do that. So let me just move it so I have some of that railing because I'll be editing it out. 5, 6, 7. Lots of detail in the shadows on the right. There's just not as much in the left side, but there's also not as much sun hitting it because it's in the shadows. I mean, the sun is behind those mountains. It's just over there. So you're not getting that detail. That's why I'm not shooting a whole lot into that side of the mountains because there's no point. I'm getting enough light in there where you could maybe have something. Maybe if you add a ton of clarity or something, mid-tone contrast might bring some stuff out. But yeah, let's have a quick review of the shots. Guess you guys can try and see them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as I said, 7, there's like nothing apart from there's detail in the sky there, which is good actually because that will add lots of structure contrast. So that's 1, that's the brightest, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there is the house. It's in there. So, and you can see it, and it looks cool. I mean, I'm happy with this so far. I think the black and white will kick ass. Actually, one thing I might do, because the darkest exposure is just so dark, I may just spread them out a little bit more. Let me go into my menus, set. So I'm going to spread them out just a bit more by 1 1/3 stops. Rather than 1 stop each, it's 1 1/3. And then I'm going to move it up slightly so -3 actually became -3 2/3. So I'm actually going to shift that up. So it's minus 3 1/3, and then it's 2 1/3, 1, 1/3 above 0, 1 2/3, 2 3/3, and 4 1/3. Just more information in the highlights. Was it? No, there's less information in the darks and shadows, isn't there? Yeah, I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna change that back. I'm gonna move it so the middle one is 0 rather than the middle one being 1/3. So I'm actually doing minus 1 1/3, 2 2/3, and 4. So yeah, that's fine. I've got midges flying around. Well, they're not midges, they're just bugs flying around everywhere. It's because there's no wind, they're not blowing away. And I think they're kind of biting my fingers and stuff. Hopefully there's none on the lens. Let me just have a quick look. It looks like there's a little scuff mark on the lens or something. Let me have a quick grab my little cloth here. I just want to... I hope that's not a scratch on the actual lens, because that would be annoying. Yeah, it's gone. It must have just been a little mark. Yeah, it's gone. Whew! I nearly pooped my pants a little bit there. So let me just move this back around. Let's get my info up so I just make sure I'm all level. Get that railing in the corner. Pfft, a bug nearly flew in my mouth then. Alright, no idea if that's a car coming up to attack me or not, so I'm going to be very quick here. Shoot another set now that the clouds are coming through. Just want to make sure you're recording, so hold on one sec while you have a look at the view. You're at 15 minutes, so this is a long clip. One long ass clip. Alright. No, it's fine. I'm not being killed. Right. Throw it in a manual focus. Now check the focus is okay. I hope they don't park in front of the house. People do that sometimes. They park in front of our gate. Like, thanks guys. That was really helpful. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is nice and bright. That's good. Okay, let's go over here. Now let's have a quick review. Kind of almost wasn't worth expanding past, you know, -3 to +3. Kind of almost wasn't worth it. And let's have a look. The problem is, like, the top 2/3 of this shot is the sky, and that big block of grey that was kind of like center left is now just center. It's just there, and it may look okay on camera, but right now it just looks, it's very big blocky of grey. Let me see if I can move away and show you. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it just looks like a big ball of grey. You could probably get some good contrast out of it, but I want texture and like lights and darks. I want structure in it, and I'm just not getting structure there. See, it's just focus. Wow, I'm getting midges everywhere all over this right now. Midgie season, I guess, but phew, they're all... It's so bizarre that they're flying underneath the camera, like underneath the lens. But they're not like attacking me, they're attacking the camera, look. Don't know if you can see them, but they're all flying around the camera. Just here, they're all hanging around. There's at least, what, 4, 5 of them? They keep... And then I poke at the area and then they... Oh! That car that came up's just gone back down. He's probably going to go park in the car park. Okay, you know what, I'm going to turn you guys off for a minute just to save some battery, and When I start shooting again, I guess I'll turn you back on. Holy sh**. That was like some spy thriller stuff. There's a like a manhole thing right in the middle, and the lid was still off, and you could see down. Remember how I said you could hear them drilling or grinding or something? It's because the lid was off and it was still open. God knows why it was. Oh, sorry, wind. It was still open, you know, on the ground, so I just walked around it, you know, being very careful. I'm standing here waiting for dappled light, which is just happening, so maybe I'll... Okay. Ow. I changed my hat and then I forgot. Yeah, dappled light's happening, so I'll explain the story while I shoot. So, I'm standing here waiting for light to happen, and all of a sudden, I start hearing metal moving, right? And it's that, the manhole cover. So I'm like, oh crap. They've come to like tell me off. And he had his back facing me the whole time, because the ladder was, say the circle is here, the ladder is in the front, and he just went to grab the thing because it was in front to pull it back down, and he didn't even look at me at all. So I didn't get caught. That's so amazing. My heart was pounding for like 10 seconds, like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But it was fine. So, jeez, that wasn't scary. I don't know why I'm scared, because all they'll do is just tell me off. It's not like I'm going to be in deathly trouble. They'll just tell me to move, like I'm not allowed to be here. Clouds looking good, and I'm finally getting... I know what the problem was now. It was I wasn't getting any dappled light on the mountain over there on the right. Because of the problem, I say problem right now, but the direction that the sun sets isn't even. So you never get even light on these two mountain ranges here. You just don't get. Sorry, I just had my whole like hand in frame then. You don't get even light on both mountains. Actually, this mountain here doesn't get all that much light at all. That's why you can see it's very dark green. It has grass and stuff, but it's very dark. It's very mossy. Whereas the right side always, I mean, that's where a lot of the deer live on this side of the mountains, because it gets sun all the time. Therefore, the ground and the trees and the grass get nourished, so it gets more food for them to eat. So they all live on the right side. So you'll never get even light here, and that's... So the problem with landscape stuff is that you want, not necessarily even light, because that's kind of boring light, but you want to be able to see, if half of your image is in darkness, then it's not all that great. That's why I'm trying to get in the shadows, so you can see the shadows. But I know for, well, you're actually kind of getting some God beams down there, so I'm going to keep going along, just firing my frames. Oh, what the... Whoa! I have no idea what's happened there. That's purple pink. Okay, hopefully my camera hasn't just decided to completely... Oh god, what's happening? Okay, it seems fine. I don't know what happened there. It just shot 3 frames of like RGB colors. Why is everything trying to scare me right now? Okay, that's great. Okay, so God beam's kind of gone. Thanks, camera. The camera sensed fear, and then it just completely crashed. Hopefully that won't be permanent, but let's try just do my other frames. That's 7 there. I want to make sure. Yep, good. I remember there's one thing that kind of got me interested in doing this was a presentation by Joel Grimes at Photoshop World, which was stunningly good. It was about the power of 32-bit. And he was talking about, you know, how normal cameras don't have a whole lot of information in certain... They have more information in certain areas than others, and it's in the shadows where it has very little information. But when you do 32-bit, you get billions or millions of bits of information in the shadows as well. So that's where That's why I was hoping to do 32-bit, because you can really push the levels, you know, like a normal HDR, but for black and white it works great because you then have millions of tones of grey effectively at that point. So that's super interesting that you can kind of do that. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot a couple more here, but it was that presentation that made me kind of go, oh, 32-bit would be a great idea. But it was actually his, I think it was the first presentation I saw, which is about thinking differently. And that's what got me thinking about doing 32-bit panoramics, because he kind of mentioned 32-bit in his first presentation at Photoshop World. But he said, I'll talk more about that in depth in my 32-bit class. And that kind of got my head turning about doing 32-bit black and white. And then when Moose Peterson reviewed my stuff, and he's a great black and white landscape photographer, he's very, very, very good at that. So that kind of cemented in my mind, that would be something I want to try doing. Okay, so the dapple light is gone. Okay, so I kind of, as I was talking to you before about the dapple light, your battery's running low, so thankfully I've got another battery. I'll say this very quick. I remember there's a quote from Joe McNally. He said, if you want to make your pictures more interesting, only light part of it. So that's kind of why I like the dapple light thing. You're lighting the right side with dapple light. You're kind of doing little spotlights on the mountain, giving in little eyes of detail further down the mountain. Because different bits of the mountain are getting different bits of light, and it looks very interesting. And then you're not lighting the left side, which is kind of annoying, because I would want some sort of light there. I could add it in post. I could kind of fake some light in there, which I may well do. But yeah, that's okay. I'm going to change your battery out because you're running long now, and you're running low. So I'm going to put the camera down, I guess, and just wait for more light, and then keep talking to you guys. Right, so that big grey cloud that I was showing you about earlier, that was a rain cloud. I'm pretty sure of that now, I'm fairly confident. It's just all the way over here, it's just a huge grey cloud. Yeah, I know I need to charge my battery camera. You're still recording? Yes, okay, sorry, you had a very ugly zoom in on my face. But look, right, this is like grey cloud of misery. This side, blue and cloudy. Scotland, this is what it's like up here. You'll have just completely different weather patterns in the same zone. You turn 180, it's a completely different weather pattern. I think I'm gonna head in actually, because I'm fairly happy with what I got. And battery's dying, and it's now nearly 6, I think. Oh, it's nearly 5, so I think I'm just gonna pack up. I'm fairly confident what I got. I may wait a little bit because that cloud is actually going away, and then we've got these nice clouds coming in, so I may chill out for another 15 minutes, but you're dying and I don't want you to miss anything, so I may just go in, not sure. We'll hang out and see for a little bit. Right, so I decided to pack it in. The sun is coming out now with a vengeance. It's just super bright now. You're getting all sorts of horrible reflections in the water, so clearly the time to shoot is about 4 o'clock to about 5, or maybe 3 o'clock to about 5. So you don't get any harsh sunlight, because as you can see, it's just harsh sunlight now, because it's starting to drop down enough where it's kind of getting below clouds. So you're running out of battery still, so just wanted to say, hey, I'm leaving, and I'm just coming up to that manhole cover I was telling you about, so I'll just show you here. That's the one that they climbed out of. It was hanging out over here, and then they just pulled it back. So it's scary as hell when that happened, but yep, just heading back to the house now, I guess. I'm glad I got a shoot in though today. I'm probably going to review the images maybe tomorrow. Probably won't do it today, but yeah, I think I may have got something, my first in the series for the black and whites. So good stuff, happy with that now. Okay, that is me done for the day. I'm just going to go hang out with Jeeta for a little bit, walk around, throw the ball for at the beach, and try and get to bed a little early so I can definitely get up for my sunrise at 3 o'clock tomorrow. I think I'm going to get up at 3, yeah, and then drive down. I'll probably leave about 3:30, so I'll get there for just before 4 kind of thing. So about, yeah, 3:45 kind of thing. And I'll just chill out in the car for a little bit. So I guess I'll catch you in the morning. See you next time.